I was noticing the proportions, and it looks like it could be some sort of a cistern since it is somewhat uphill from the actual monastery itself.
Well, here's another thing to note about that. You'll see the green grass in this area
too. Yeah.
So there could be some water underneath it. But when you follow all this in, the cistern's on the inside, in the old spot where they think the natural spring and well was, is right on the inside there too.
Okay.
So I don't know if that would be a cistern, but maybe a gathering point or something.
Okay.
It being outside the main walls, it couldn't be much more than, you know, maybe a well or something like that anyways, I would think. Something for water. Something of interest you guys want to see would probably be on the other side of this wall. There's an impact spot where where a tow missile was fired by the 101st to drive the Iraqis out of here when they were occupying it. It hit there, but it didn't explode. So our 18th EOD Corps that's here today, their company, there's about 2 or 3 guys that are with the 18th EOD here on Merez today that were with the 101st when they came through in 03. They said, yeah, the 101st said, well, we want to make this our command outpost, but to do so, we kind of need to clear all the unexploded ordnance off the site. So they came in, the OD team said, well, we're going to need to blow in place that missile sticking out of the side of the wall. So there was a missile that was sticking out of the side right here. And they packed it with stuff to try to lessen the blast a little bit, blew it in place. This is our sanctuary side, so.
Okay.
It really damaged probably one of the greatest parts of our building.
Well, you say damage, but it reveals the...
Wait till you see the inside, Dan.
Yeah, but you'll have to see the inside too to see what I'm talking about with how it really damaged. Okay. But it also, talking about revealing, it revealed something. We made a discovery the other day on the inside of the wall where this hit that I can tell you guys about. I keep coming out all the time, and I'll spend a couple hours and just really analyze something. Something will just pop out. You'll be like, man, what's this?
Yeah.
So we were really looking inside this crack in the wall right behind this the other day, and we saw we think that's got something to do with what we discovered, that little arch shape there.
See, I discovered it too.
Yeah.
But on the inside there's a column on the inside of the wall inside that crack. It's weird. You know, like a column like what they got on the front of White House and stuff, those type of big long pillars. There's one on the inside of the wall.
Really?
So that it was there before, possibly on right around this area where this arch is. Maybe it used to be an entryway and there's columns on either side or something.
Troy's Arch.
So
you discovered it, Troy?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Troy's Arch, discovered by the great Troy Douglas.
About how big were the columns that y'all could see?
Well, the column that you can see is about yay big around.
Okay. Stone construction?
Yeah,
or
it's
the,
completely.
brick and mortar?
And what's unique is it looks like, you know, if you take a hatchet or something with an axe and take chips out of a piece of wood, a log, it looks like it's had that done to it. I don't know why.
Okay.
But it looks weird.
At the
I might be able to explain that one.
At the ziggurat down in Monastery, they have the columns also in like the House of Abraham and also, but those are more for drainage and everything. And in the flood pit, that's in the same site, which really nobody's been in it. They dug down, 75 feet and discovered 14 different cultures as they went down, and you still see the drainage columns going on. So that's a good possibility what it may be here also.
Yeah, interesting.
Because if it's running from the top down, you don't want water sitting on the top.
Is this not another arch?
This is Troy's second discovery of the arch, right here, ladies and gentlemen.
That was probably a window.
Yeah, on this part of the wall, I always tell people you can see all the different stages of remodels that have taken place throughout the years. In the 14th and 15th century, a Christian church was remodeled on the site. 1740s, a Turkish guy came through and killed all the inhabitants, pushed everybody out, kind of thing. But in the 19th, probably late 19th, early 20th century on, the Chaldeans of the regions would come through and remodel. See this area up here where the mortar's a different color and you got a pipe sticking out? Clearly that's of later descent. And then of course you got your separations in the rock you can see. This type of mortar here you'll notice has this white powdery stuff in it. You can see that. Then there's this section of rock here that sticks out that they built on top of. That's a little bit older. And then you look at this set of mortar and it's got lines in it like they learned to build in sequence a little bit later or something. Plus of course, you know.
Behind it with a light tech, turn the flash off.
I assume this wasn't the original altar piece?
Only the shadow.
Hey, it's odd to see those walls in the back and steps.
Nobody wanted to touch my camera. It's strange.
You ever heard of relic for an altar? Relic, they took what they do is they take the head monk or the head priest,
Yeah.
the abbot. They take like their fingernail or their ear or a small bone they pass and they put it in the relic and they put it inside the altar. So what they did though, as you can see where they cut out areas here and on the other side, what they did is whenever they abandoned the site, they'd actually take that relic with them and reestablish it into the altar of worship wherever they went. So we believe that's why this, at least, like here, you might see a little distinction here. I at least think that, you know, this is probably the original portion of it. Don't know. Never had anybody ask much about the archway in the back or the steps on the top.
Put the light on the archway again, Troy. Through the archway there? Down there. So there is a relic.
Well, there was, yeah. They would have removed it then and pulled it to wherever else they worship next. So
Yeah.
it shows the genuineness, at least.
That's all I got to it.
Which makes our movie even more real.
I got the beam. I got the beam on the altar. Just got too many darn shadows.
Yeah.
Try something.
Who's up there?
We had some guys standing right here. And they
Who is
face
that?
each other with their hands like this. And somebody shined a light from them and cast a shadow on the altar. And then they took a picture of it. I mean, they put this really bright light. It looked pretty cool.
There's that area I was talking about.
Yes.
The old pottery.
Yes.
The picture of the relic in it.
I have the relic in the truck.
You have to lay it in there, cover it with dirt a little bit, make it look like this. There's a part of the remnants.
Awesome. Hot sauce. Oh. Ah. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Oh, Sylvia, I'm gonna catch up with you later.
Okay.
I gotta swing by work. And then I'm gonna swing by there. I gotta meet back up with that VIP at
Do what you can. Do what you can.
1600. I don't think he'll come over on this side. How long you plan on being out here?
Hey, Dan. How long are we gonna be out here?
What?
How long are we gonna be here?
We're picking up Carl at 16.
So probably at least 17 to 18.
Yeah.
That late? Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't decided what I want to use yet.
Okay.
But I think I got it.
Okay.
I think I got it.
Yes.
You asked Chaplain about that marking at the entrance. There's a stone from another old monastery
Oh.
that's in the wall. It's got this certain marking on there.
Yeah, Casey was describing that one.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right.
See you later. Late 1600. Steep stairs. Steep and breaking. Yeah. Okay.